Hello and welcome back. We have the back nine of round one at the March Mayhem tournament at Garfield Park in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I am Ian Hamilton, otherwise known as Ham, apparently the myth, the legend. And I'm joined here with Zach O'Haron, special guest.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And also, this is his channel, so quite special to have you here.
Thanks to all the sponsors for the event itself. It's always great to have local businesses, support tournaments in our area.
Absolutely. Here's a little quick review. We have Andrew and Willie just starting off almost perfect on the front nine, both at 8 down, so we'll see where this is going to go. See if myself and Justin can start picking up some birdies here.
Yeah, still lots of holes out there for you.
I mean, there's 9 birdies left.
Yeah,
let's be honest. Maybe one that it's a kind of a bonus, but we have 9 birdies left. All right, hole 10, 291 feet. Slightly uphill, not too much. Really no issues besides just trying to penetrate through these trees right here. Just throw a good shot and forehand, backhand, just get through this gap and give yourself a putt. And that's really all you're looking to do on almost every hole here. Just get a putt.
The drone footage there, you notice the gap it went through. It's only because that's the one that fits. Willie trying to go wide is a very popular gap to try to attack.
He doesn't like it, and I see why. Through mid-range, and it just went straight, and he released it just a little wide. So he's going to give himself a tester here. Good circle's edge putt. Andrew, guess what?
He's throwing a Firebird.
Firebird. And guess what? It's pink. And it's
so gross.
Looks pretty good.
He turned it over.
Yeah, he flexed it over a little bit, which is common. I mean, that's not an easy shot on this hole with that big tree right there. So, yeah. But Andrew's really good at putting, so we'll see what he does.
See if he can
give yourself a putt, get your birdies. Yeah. That's really all you got to do. Justin, throwing a hyzer. And this...
He also did not like this out of the hand.
Yeah, it did look a little sawed off, but I mean, it's great.
I would take it.
15 feet.
I think he
and
thought
that's
that
why
was
you throw a mid-range, because it's going to go straight.
I think he thought that was going to hyzer out, and it just kind of stayed straighter.
And I have a newer McPro Rock 3, which is like my favorite disc, and I did not give it enough benefit for how stable it is. But like I said, mid-ranges tend to glide, and I'm giving myself a putt, and that's all you got to do. So we'll get Willie here first, looking to keep it going here. And right out of his hand, you saw it, the flubber, so a little surprised, probably by himself and all of us. He'll shake it off. I mean, he's 8 down.
This is his first real miss.
Yeah, this is for the lead here. And perfect.
Yeah, that's
great putt. The wind kind of calmed down for a little second right here too, so took advantage of it.
Yeah, as we get later into this round, the wind definitely picks up more, but you're absolutely right there. We had a calm moment here as you bang that putt.
Yeah, the first putt, that felt like my normal putt, and that felt good. I honestly am at the point where I don't know if I'm going to make my putt on this channel right now. And that's fine. And another birdie, so good birdies. Exciting. You definitely want to get hole 10. It does play on the easier side of this course. So we'll get 3 birdies and a par and move on to hole 10, or hole 11, sorry. It's the first commentary of the season. Got to give me a break. All right, hole 11. Pretty much just a forehand hole, 229 feet. Get it through the gap and let it hyzer in somewhere between these 2 gaps right there. You saw them right there quick, and it's really just kind of a plinko. Hit your forehand and hope you get through, and most of the time you do get through, but there's a lot of times where sneaky tree comes out of nowhere and puts you at 30 feet.
Yeah, so question for you here. Do you think it's better to go higher or lower? Because I'll see some people try to go low or maybe even skip it, and you see Marwede here that likes to go high.
High's the ace line.
Okay.
So high is the ace line. It's going to sit quick. Low is you're trying to hit the gap, which is going to give you a better skip kind of straight towards the basket. So, I mean, really are both just great shots. I go kind of in the middle. And that must be stable because that was a heck of a flex.
I mean, that.
And I think he just threw it a little too soft. He hit it, the line perfect.
Yep.
He obviously trusted his disc.
Because that was on extreme ante when it came out of his hand.
Yep. And I'm throwing a gator here. Scott Withers gator. Probably the best run of gators, personally.
Okay. I'll have to try one someday.
They're so beefy. I mean, I threw that hard.
That looks beefy. Holy smokes.
Yep. And just a perfect counter skip. Parked. And that's all I want at this point is I want to park holes. I don't want to putt.
I don't think anyone does here.
No, you want to park as many holes as possible. And is this a Raptor?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know Willie's bag enough because I haven't played with them in a while, but whatever it is,
it's gold.
It's tie-dyed, actually, Zach.
I'm sorry. He throws it like
I know what you meant. All right, little Andy putt here. Kind of a tricky putt.
This is not an easy putt here.
He looks confident and
bang.
Okay. Yeah, that's a statement putt right there. That's like, I'm ready to tear up this back nine kind of putt. Andrew, close putt. No doubter? Yeah. His putt honestly has looked pretty much perfect.
Yeah.
Every hole.
Probably the best putter in the state.
Yeah, I would have to agree. And not missing that one. I will tell you that right now.
Good.
I will not miss that one.
Got one cleanup here. Whatever. I don't know what this disc is. All I know is this, too. When we were looking at that, we weren't really paying attention to the CTP marker because Willie thought the 50-50 was on hole 14. And I glanced at it and we walked by. That was the 50-50.
It was the 50-50 and he had it?
He did not have it, but he thought he might have for a minute and freaked out.
All right, hole 12. Another mostly forehand hole. 261 feet. Par 3. Just trying to hit the gap early, get over this little OB road, and come in right towards the basket.
And this is OB. Everything
in
on the
OB right now.
You are,
so
right?
Start OB.
Yeah, if you somehow go in OB, it's either a re-tier.
Yep, and Andrew has a smart shot. Stable, forehand, wide. Is just going to skip and get up there right by the basket. So good shot.
Absolutely.
And it's probably a 90% forehand. I'm going to show you the other line because I just feel more confident with it. So we'll see the backhand line. We'll see another forehand here, mid-range. This thing is so stable.
Holy
and it's
smokes.
a mid-range.
No, I think this is a fairway.
Is it?
This is a different
It's
disc.
so stable that it couldn't even get to the basket.
Yeah,
So that's going to be a tricky putt with those line of trees. And I got myself an AVR X3. I'm just going to jam it hard up to the right. And I only do this because I hyzer away from OB, and that personally is more comfortable to me. So,
Sure.
I mean, and it works out. I try to get it a little deeper than that and just crash into those trees.
Right. And there's one skinny tree you have to miss. And if you miss it, then you're going to be up there.
It's gold.
I thought this was in the dirt the whole way. I didn't think it was going anywhere.
We all did. And tie-dye. Back again.
I'm telling you, I think it's tricking us. I think it's gold. I swear.
It's stable.
It is very stable.
All right, a little 20-footer here. Oh, man. Yep.
You just on the struggle bus of the
Yeah,
putt today.
just pulled it. I don't have confidence, and I can admit that, and that happens sometimes. And I think we missed Justin's putt, but looks like he missed it. That's Justin right there off to his left. And just to clean up, that's pretty much what's happened. Andrew's like 10 feet tall, so, I mean...
It's just a reach-in for him.
Yeah, that's what's happened.
It's crazy.
I remember hearing him actually tell a U-Discer scorekeeper at a tournament that for the C1X putts, that sometimes his 12-footers or 11-footers look like they're not C1X putts, so that he has to make sure he tells them so he gets that stat. Because he's so tall that it might look like it's tapping, and if you push tapping, you don't get that stat. Yep. So, funny little experience I had with Andrew with...
I wonder if Big Germ does the same thing.
Maybe. All those tall guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, not happy to miss it, and you're really just not happy to miss any hole at Garfield, except maybe a couple. All right, 13. 2 gaps. We're going to follow the drone here on the main gap, another forehand line, get it up through these trees, and your goal is to miss these Guardians and just get behind them, hyzer in, right next to this basket at 279 feet. Those trees come into play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would say on the backhand route, so the straighter gap, which I did not record with the drone, especially when the leaves come in, you just really can't. Sneaking past is really hard, but the forehand gap you can kind of push past.
Yep. The forehand is easier, and like I said, there's more open air, high percentage to miss things, and Andrew showcased that right there. And all I used to do was throw backhand because I didn't have a forehand, and I've been developing my forehand like over the last 2 years, so now I can confidently do that. And if anyone does, they're going to be throwing forehand on this hole.
Yeah, Willie. We talked to Willie before the round too, and he's not notoriously known for his forehand.
Yep.
He's much known for his big power backhand throws, but even he admitted that this course just favors. This is a force.
Okay.
He just admitted that it's a favorable for forehand shots, and so he just has this perfect, just a little under 300 forehand shot that's perfect for this course.
That's all you need for Garfield. If you can throw a few forehands, you're gonna make this course a lot easier.
This looks really good.
Yeah, this is the ace line. He's got it high.
Yeah.
Perfect. Short skip, nestles by the basket, make the hole easy.
Yeah, there was not as the skips were not as big as we would have normally seen in March because it had really warmed up this past week. So the ground was a little softer than normal. There's a high. Skew past that branch.
Go in the basket. Just kidding. I will take that.
Don't tease me. We still want that first ace.
Anytime I park a forehandle, I get really thrilled because that is definitely something I'm working on. So that one made me a little happy. Andrew outside with a 20-footer, maybe 18-footer.
The best forehander in the States, the one out. In fact, Willie...
Didn't really think about that at the time.
When Willie threw his, and he got it right in front of Marwede's, he turned back, and you can kind of hear it in the footage. Go, somebody's closer.
Classic.
Him and Willie have a great relationship when they play with one another. They have this joking relationship, but they really do push each other at the same time. They kind of talk trash, but it motivates each other in a really positive way.
Justin cleaning up birdie.
And don't hit your head on the basket.
Much better start. Where am I? There I am.
So you're hurrying over.
I was cleaning off the next tee pad. Giving
you.
everyone time to putt. Yeah, you know.
Just thinking about the card.
Just thinking about the card. All right.
This is
shortest hole. Double Mando. Island hole. You have to make it through the Mandos. You have to land in this island. Otherwise, it is a go to the drop zone shot. And instant 4. Maybe a big butt 3. But just get the gap. Nestle by the basket. This is almost a must get. In almost any division. AVR 3 for Andrew, and this thing is so pretty. I want this disc so bad.
Oh, it's a beautiful disc.
With the white team end of a stamp, gray swirls, and right by the basket.
He says he doesn't bag it because it's a superior AVR to the other ones he has. He says he bags it because it is simply beautiful.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would take it because it's simply beautiful. And not a good shot, a little long, but still. And this basket, mind you, is a little shorter and lower to the ground. So sometimes you will see some top band hits just because it's quite the change for being that low.
You ever been to Oshimo, the practice basket?
Ace run?
It's like that.
And Justin aced this in November, I believe, at the same tournament.
He was the 8 guy.
He aced this hole.
Jeez.
And I don't think it's his first time acing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, champion, Polecat. Yes, it has a Huck Lab die. I just had to do that. I had to say that.
Best disc in your bag?
Yeah, best disc on the card. Look.
Look. Obviously.
You don't see many Polecats, and you definitely don't see him Huck Lab, so I was thrilled to throw that disc on this hole. Great putt by Justin, because that was a tester on an easy hole.
That almost looked low, and it just never deviated.
Went right in. Willie, another good one, and being 12 down through 14 is you're getting like excited because there are lots of birdies and easy holes coming up.
He is challenging Marwede here.
Yeah, he really is.
And coming up in the next hole, honestly,
you can't miss.
I'd probably say Willie might even have an advantage on the next hole, power-wise, to kind of really challenge the next holes.
And Andrew has the power, but Willie definitely is more accurate with that backhand power.
Probably my favorite moment from the tournament. Hobie and Marwede were chatting, and they stop for a second, you look at them, and...
Gotta make him quiet, man. I'm trying to putt. Come on. Okay, arguably the hardest hole with hole 8 because of distance, and purely that is the only reason. There's nothing in the way. 494 feet. That's a bomb. When you're throwing 300-foot shots and you come up to a 500-foot shot, it's almost like you don't really know how to throw it because you're not doing that.
Yeah, it's
so just pump one out there, get as close as you can, make yourself either get an easy 3 or a possible jump putt. And most of us, and anyone really in open, is truly trying to get a 2 on this if you have the distance. Andrew throwing kind of more of a flex line, and it's honestly it's a great shot. That's maybe edge of circle 2.
Yep, and on top of what you said, making it the hardest hole, I think this part of the course, this last stretch, is by far the windiest.
Sure,
in my opinion. Yep, and so this is really that's what comes into play. We had a weird headwind, so people were trying to read that.
Yeah, it was like a left to right headwind.
Yeah,
which isn't a terrible wind for this hole, but
you can see
Willie's coming up.
They're trying to read it.
Pin high, but 70 feet left, which is fine. You're more than fine with that. I mean, you're chalking this mostly up for a 3.
November.
If you get a 2, it's a big bonus.
I was gonna say November. I think there were 3 birdies on it.
Yep. I mean, and it was 70 degrees for this tournament in November, so that does help. When it's warmer, discs are going to fly further because the air's thinner. Justin, I think he hit the trees, fell down, but he's far enough out there where he's going to get easy up and down.
Yeah, that's the benefit. He did shank it over to the right side, got pushed back out into the fairway, so it should be, just a little approach shot. What is this?
This is a Star Destroyer.
Come on.
It's a blunt nose destroyer, so it was a test flight like 6 years ago. It was a pretty sweet disc. But just didn't get enough on it. but we're fine with it.
I remember you on the pad saying something you could throw farther than that, and you were
Definitely.
just talking to yourself.
And I mean, I have a hard time getting this hole just because you're so used to throwing like 70% on most shots, and then you have to come up and just rip a bomber. It's really hard to dial that in.
Commend.
So we're just gonna jump it, maybe make it, but
yeah, just a half bit, right?
Yeah, just get close.
Commend on Justin too. He does something that I don't think I'm ever courageous enough to do. He gives approach shots and he throws it right at the basket. I'm so tuned to just throwing a hyzer when I can, and he's
for
just
sure.
He
goes straight,
right at it,
running it. Oh, a little long. It looked really good. He thought he had it, and this is truly a stroke on the field.
Yes,
if you can get it. Absolutely.
Marwede looking to maybe sneak another one away from Prince.
Way high. So we had a left to right tailwind. So Andrew's putt, my putt, Willie's putt, it's all going to get knocked down with that wind. So that's why you see him putting way up like that. It's not a misfire. It is totally on purpose because put it high enough, the wind's just going to go and just push it down. So, I mean, good bid. Tough putt.
And he likes to throw it up in the air anyway.
He does. He likes those lobs.
Yes.
He's good at it.
We saw it at River City last year, too. He did that once where he just threw it, 15, 18 feet in the air.
So good cleanups here. Walk wheel or pars.
Got the Great Lakes disc and Wolfpack disc little box
underneath.
Yeah,
a little box underneath, make it look a little nice. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like those little additions.
Good work by Shay.
This hole is exciting.
Yeah, hole 16. Kind of a tricky hole. You have two gaps now, forehand because there's some trees down, but the backhand line, putter straight up the gap, 225 feet, and that little path right there is OB, so it comes in quick.
Yes, and I love the forehand. This has never been here before.
Never been there.
It's just so cool that they put two new baby trees there, so this will be open for years.
Yep, and honestly, I was throwing this line all week just because it was there. I don't think I would ever do it in like a legit situation, but it's there. I mean, kudos to people who have it. So good shot by Andrew. Obviously, he just showcased it. And then Willie throwing a putter. That same blue putter he's been throwing. Yep, just missed that tree.
Challenger OS.
And
he loves that.
Both off to the left. It's actually going to be headwind putts, so not easy because we do have a wind coming from the right that are going to lift lift any backhands really.
He throws it right at the basket. So much confidence.
And it just not the most favorable slide. Usually you can count on like 30 feet of slide right there, but there's some roots and some sticks on the ground.
This is your AVR?
AVR 3, yep.
AVR 3.
Love this disc. And as you can see, just right out of my hand, straight up, and then of course,
a branch.
Yeah, let's just hit a branch. That's the mistake. Throw too high, you're gonna hit a branch. But that is the ace line, so I'm gonna say that's what I was trying to do.
I see.
So this is a putt. I felt most confident on this putt right here.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, man, come on, give me it.
That looks so good for 99% of the way.
And my arch nemesis right to left winds are so hard for me, and really anyone who has like a slight hyzer putt. So I felt like throw it in this wind and just ride to the basket. And I thought I did it perfect, but doesn't always happen. Justin looked like he really wants this putt. Good focus.
No, it did the same thing.
Just the top of it, and maybe you threw it low because of the right to left wind.
Right.
It's supposed to rise. And
yeah, not what I expected.
A little shocked. He definitely was a little surprised that did you see it drop? And I think when you get into a headwind, if you put your nose down too much, it's just going to drop.
Yeah, it'll plummet.
You got to keep it flat, or put it high enough. So Andrew, honestly, that might have been a nervy putt, seeing three people miss and all hit front cage. I mean, you don't really want to follow up. 3 card mates, front caging, little bit of wind. And Andrew's not like a hard putter. He's a softer putter. I mean, most Michigan people are. So that had to be a little nervous. But either way, canned it. Goes to 14 down with 2 to play. That is absolutely
disgusting.
And 17 and 18 are honestly
both
not hard. So, I mean, he's looking at getting to a 16 down right now, which is just dominating. So we have 17, 271 feet, OB right, nothing to worry about left. Just hit this gap, and it's a low ceiling, so it is tricky. There's a little gap up there to the right that you're just trying to hit a mid-range into. Let it glide, let it slide.
There's sidewalk on the right, which is OB as well. Usually not in play unless we got a crazy headwind.
Crazy headwind or just like a shank grip block.
Another hole I expect a lot of skip that Marwede didn't
just
get.
low. It was low, and there wasn't much angle, so the disc is just going to get down quick. And that's the low ceiling I was talking about. It's the only trickery, really, is see how it's low. You got to throw a low shot.
Uh-oh. This is looking uncomfortable.
It is looking... Oh, and it even slid.
And
you can't see the disc from the basket, so, I mean, he probably kind of thought he was OB, but it did look like it slid enough to where it wouldn't have gone OB, so he's probably feeling okay.
And didn't you tell him that? He was like, does that go OB? He's 100% not OB.
Yeah, I did tell him that. I knew it wasn't. I just had you just have a feeling sometimes. Justin going at it.
He, like, almost anti-line.
Okay, I couldn't see his disc because it was so red, but yeah, there you go. Perfect. He did. That was a slight little anti-flex. I've never seen that before on this hole. And I'm throwing a rock, of course. Favorite disc in my bag.
This is looking like a good angle here.
It is.
A little scoot.
Yeah, and so just a little stable. There's a little, crosswind, and I tried to make sure to account for that. So, I'm happy with that.
Marwede from just outside circle, I think.
Honestly, yeah, even maybe more. Maybe 40 feet. It doesn't look as long, but he's definitely out there. Puts it up there.
Oh, my
Top
goodness.
Band. Good putt.
Tink.
Good putt. Didn't drop like he wanted it to. And that's going to leave a little open door for, really just for Willie at this point.
Yeah.
Top band. And so he made the correction. He kept his disc flat out of his hand. And
he told you that one lifted.
And it did. It lifted right to the band.
Second time now this round where you've had to go to a knee here.
Yeah, and personally, I love knee putts. I will go to a knee mostly over straddling anytime.
You said that to me. It was like, maybe I should have
was
all my putts.
thinking about going to a knee putt at that point. I mean, if something's not working,
change it up.
Yeah, just try to get something going, or if you can't fix it, whatever.
I've been a big fan of changing something up without changing it. So
Sure.
I'll take another putter that's the exact same putter, but just convince myself it's different.
Yeah, definitely done that before.
Oh, yeah.
All right, last hole, hole 18, 242 feet, straight shot. These two trees, you can see the stumps. That used to be a lot harder with those there, but now it is just so much easier. Nothing really in the way. You're going to see some soft forehands kind of skip up to the basket and just straight shots with putters and mid-ranges and try to slide.
This is the hole where we saw in November.
Oh, you're right. And you can look at these flags. Look at them. I mean, it's definitely windy. You can't see because there's no leaves.
Oh, yeah. You see his disc.
Instantly went over. But, I mean, that's a
circle.
28-footer.
Yep.
32-footer.
This is the hole Marwede aced between rounds in November.
Oh, did he?
So,
I have also aced this hole. It's a fun hole.
I'm getting a little excited. Possible ace here. This is a little low, but you're just
low
putting
and
it
soft because of that headwind. I was unsure how I wanted to throw this, and I just figured if I threw it to the left, it would turn over, but it just stayed true.
You just saw Justin too.
Threw it too
over.
Good. Ooh. Forehand out wide enough. It
Big
should get a skip.
Yep, sure does.
And a little roll, so not a gimme, but it's definitely a close putt, and that's a putt you want to finish your round at 14 down. Yes. You're walking up to that like, I'm going to be 15 down here. And Willie, this looks laced, right? Is this perfect? There's the slide I'm talking about right
Willie's Challenger OS shots are the most deceptive thing off the tee because you see him throw on hyzer, it's like, uh-oh, and then just goes straight the whole time.
And we have a putt to get to double digits. And I know exactly where I'm at. I want this putt. I want to be double digits. A little hop. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm not thrilled with my round because I left a lot of birdies out there, but I'll take a 10 down after that.
You were probably
Justin
shooting
to clean it up. Good putt. And that's probably going to lead us to a star frame here.
I think you shot well enough to shoot right along with Marwede here and Willie.
Just had to make those tester putts, man. Yeah. I mean, that's the difference between who's going to be in the top four and who isn't going to be in the top four.
Absolutely.
And divisions. You gotta putt. Gotta make your putts.
Willie making sure he wants to steal that CTP.
Yeah, he did make sure. Get what he can get.
Well, when I told him about that 50-50 on hole 11, he's like, I'm not letting any more get away from me now. I'm writing them down.
Good round by Willie. Good round by Andrew. Me and Justin cleaned it up for sure in the back. And here are your scores. Andrew with a 15. Myself with a 10. Willie with a 13, which is great. And Justin with a 7. Probably not pumped, but it wasn't the worst. He cleaned it up after hole 6.
That back 9.
So he's probably honestly happy.
Yeah, that back 9 looks so much better. Taking a look at the standings here, we have our top 10. Marwede, of course, in that first place position, but Jacob and Josh.
Yeah, right there. 4 hot scores, 13, 14, 14, 15. All great scores.
Disgusting. Thanks again to all our Patreon supporters and our sponsor for the 2021 season, GRDGU. And we'll see you guys on round 2.
Yeah, man. If you guys aren't on Patreon, give Crew 42 your support. Even $1 a month. I'm sure you guys will take that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can win a free disc from it, too.
Oh, sweet. All right, guys. We'll see you for round 2.